Hey, 55 plus, imagine you've retired. Planning on selling your home should be easy. Let's go ahead and cash out, move on. But instead of this easy move, you find yourself captured by this.
The sound of the ball hitting the paddle, aka the plock.
This fast-growing sport might be fun to play, but for homeowners like you, it can become a nightmare. Today, I'm going to show you how pickleball noise is making it nearly impossible for some people to sell their homes, and the things that you can do if you find yourself in the same situation. Tennis courts around the country are being converted into pickleball courts, and it's causing problems with many of the neighbors. Pickleball has grown over 150% since 2020. As a result, courts are popping up all over the country in neighborhoods and even in people's backyards. USA Pickleball says 130 new pickleball courts were added per month. In 2023, estimates another 25,000 courts will need to be built to keep up with demand. Last year, 36 million people played pickleball, according to Sports and Fitness Association. The growth has been absolutely amazing. Yet not everyone has caught pickleball fever. The problem is the noise from the small hard paddles striking the plastic hard balls is driving many nearby neighbors to the point of frustration. Now, the issue with pickleball isn't that it's just loud, it's the specific kind of noise that it makes when the paddle strikes the ball. This creates a high-pitched and sharp pop sound. Compared to a softer, more thudding noise that comes from tennis, this sharper noise that comes from pickleball travels greater distances and is harder to ignore. The average decibel level from pickleball is 70 dBAs from 100 feet away, whereas tennis is 40 dBAs from the same distance. However, the decibel level is only half of the issue. The bigger issue is pitch. Think of it this way. It's like being in a room where another person is tapping their pen on their desk or table.
So exactly how loud is pickleball? Almost as loud as a vacuum cleaner, according to a study by Bob Unitish and Yale University. Plus, the plock has the same musical pitch as the backup alarm on a trash truck.
It's not the volume that gets to you, it's the repeated, sharp sound that can drive you crazy. That's what makes pickleball noise so hard to deal with. This is also compounded by the fact that pickleball courts are smaller than tennis courts, so more often what you're going to find is more games are going to be played with pickleball than with tennis. The other thing, too, is because of the smaller courts, the travel time between volleys is going to be far greater than it is with tennis. So not only do you have a higher pitched noise that comes from the racket, it's going to be more frequent and more often. You know, when I first started hearing complaints about pickleball noise in my own neighborhood, at first my thought was these were some whiners or, neighbors, the same type of neighbor that would yell at kids for being on their lawn or something. However, we've started to see this crop up more and more throughout the country, so this is not just speculation. Let me tell you what's happening in a town very close to me in Arlington, Virginia, where neighbors have gotten so frustrated that there's talks about bringing up a lawsuit. At the Walter Reed Community Center in Arlington, Virginia, the pickleball courts are packed every day. It's great for the players, but it's become a nightmare for the people that live across the street. The constant pop, pop, pop sound from the courts has affected their quality of life, especially during the evenings and long summer nights. The county responded by cutting the evening hours that the pickleball courts were open from 11 p.m. to 10 p.m., but the neighbors still were not happy. They're still dealing with the noise, and now they're threatening legal action.
In Arlington County, trouble is brewing over the growing popularity of pickleball.
Some people who live near the Walter Reed Community Center are considering a lawsuit to quiet things down. Pickleball is a bit of a noisy sport, and that is not from people yelling when the ball is out, Bob. That's from just the noise of the ball on the racket.
We have a perfect example of what people here are talking about. You've got a game going on here, a game of doubles. It's here at Walter Reed Community Center, and right across the street here are the homes that say when they play at night all summer long, it's just upsetting. It impacts their quality of life. I want to show you a professional pickleball tournament that we attended not too long ago. If you listen to the players playing here, you'll hear the popping of the ball. Listen to this. And And it's that constant noise that the people here say they're kind of sick and tired of. They've gone to the county and complained. The county said, look, we'll turn the lights off at 10 o'clock here at Walter Reed Community Center instead of 11 o'clock. But the folks who are complaining say that's not good enough, and they are threatening a lawsuit. They're not looking to ban pickleball, just limit the hours and improve their quality of life.
I get it. I mean, it's loud. It's much louder than tennis. Like something you could probably get away with. You know, as far as I'm aware, we're operating within the hours that we're allowed to play here.
Look, the other issue here is at the Walter Reed Community Center, they're thinking of adding some more pickleball courts, and the people who live along 16th Street South here say, please don't do that. So we're not sure whether this is going to end up in court.
It's not just happening in Arlington, Virginia either. Lawsuits have been filed in Kansas City and Washington State over similar issues. Homeowners are not looking to ban the sport. However, they are looking for restrictions that helps them keep their peace and quiet within their own home. Now, if you find yourself in a similar situation where the noise from a pickleball court is so bad that it's making you want to think about selling your home, or you know what, maybe you don't have any problems with pickleball noise, but you're still thinking about potentially selling your home or buying a new one, I have a great team of professional agents throughout the country that I can recommend to you. Chances are I have a top agent in your neighborhood. If you'd like me to help connect you with one of the top agents in your area, maybe to discuss the noise of pickleball that's driving you crazy, or maybe it's something as simple as the do's and don'ts of what to do when getting your home ready to sell for the most amount of money, simply fill out the link in the description box below that says referral. Once I receive that from you, I'll give you a call. We can chat 3 to 4 minutes to find out the things that are most important to you so I can help connect you with the right agent for you. There will absolutely be no pressure or no obligation. Once again, hopefully I can help you get to the next place. So why is this noise so hard to escape? And what is it that makes this noise so particularly grating on the ears?
The loudness is just one component.
Another is frequency or pitch, how low and deep or high and sharp a sound is.
Slowly, lower frequency, quickly, higher frequency.
So we measured that too. The tennis ball is a lower frequency than what our ears are most sensitive to, seen in these wider sound waves, while the pickleball strike is higher pitched. You can see the narrower sound waves. So our ears catch more of the noise it makes, and the clamor is clearer from farther away.
So we've already discussed some of the complaints that we hear from the pickleball noise and a possible lawsuit in Arlington, Virginia. Now watch this clip here where an actual homeowner in Massachusetts is having a hard time and finding it nearly impossible to sell her home because of what? Pickleball noise.
Recently retired Judy Comeau and her husband decided earlier this year to sell their home in Sagamore Beach, which is surrounded by gardens and has views of Cape Cod Bay. But despite dozens of showings and repeated price drops, the house hasn't moved. And Judy Comeau says she knows why.
And they just say, we don't think we can deal with that.
That is this. Tennis courts located just over the fence from the Comeau's backyard and recently converted to pickleball courts.
Seems to get stuck in your head. So you're like this all the time. I know it sounds weird, but that's how you are.
She says the only way to sell her home and escape the sound is to make the game stop.
Whatever it does, I'll take it out of my equity and pay the lawyer. I can't deal with it anymore.
Now, if that's you and you're dealing with some of the problems from the noise from pickleball, don't lose hope. Here are some solutions that you might look into. Number 1, sound barriers. Like in Arlington County, Virginia, communities are trying sound dampening barriers. These can reduce the overall noise by 30 to 50%, but they're not a miracle cure-all. You're still going to hear some noise, but it can make a noticeable difference. Number 2, quieter paddles and balls. Some companies are developing quieter paddles and balls. These paddles are made from softer materials and can dampen the sound by up to 30%. Similarly, quieter balls have been designed to absorb more of the impact, thus reducing the overall noise. And for you, I've placed a link to some of those balls right down below in the description. If you play pickleball, you may want to think about trying it out. And if you live close to a pickleball court, you may want to introduce them to some of these pickleball players. Number 3, community action. Never underestimate the power of getting your community involved. Reach out to the local government, homeowners association, or clubs that run these courts. Sometimes setting restrictions on playing hours, like no early morning or late night games, can create a greater balance between the pickleball players and the residents in the community. And number 4, and this is if worse comes to worse and you find yourself living in an absolute pickleball hell, the next step is to hire a great agent who can make all the difference in selling your home. They can help you market the property in a way that highlights its strengths while being upfront about the noise challenges. Sometimes the right buyer will still be willing to move forward, especially with the right negotiations and if they're an avid pickleball player. So whether you are looking to sell your home or you're just looking for greater peace and quiet, there are definitely options out there available. Be proactive, whether it's working with your neighbors, investing in quieter equipment, or getting sound barriers installed. You have ways to tackle this problem. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you dealt with pickleball noise? Are you an avid pickleball player? Do you see one side, the other, or do you see both sides of the situation? I'd love to hear your stories. Pro pickleball, anti-pickleball, or both. And once again, if you have specific questions about your property when it comes to real estate, whether that's pickleball issues or non-pickleball issues, and you'd like to talk to me one-on-one, simply click on that Calendly link right below to set up a time and we can discuss whatever you'd like to do via video conference. Thanks once again for checking out my latest video. I'll see you next week.